My cousin, her husband, and my husband do Christmas dinner together. We plan it in January as December is just too hectic, and we plan it a year out. That is so much planning.
You plan it a year out? Who are you?
Christmas dinner.
Christmas is in 2 weeks and I don't know what I'm doing.
This year, my husband and I are hosting. The problem is that my husband has just been invited to a workmate's bucks party, and it falls on the same day as our Christmas tradition night. He has said yes to going to the Bucks for the bottomless lunch, but here I am having to clean, prepare the food, decorate the house, and get everything sorted all on my own. On top of this, the day before is my husband's work Christmas function also. So now I'm fully on my own riding this beast. I'm annoyed that I've been lumped with all of the responsibilities. What can I actually do about this? Do I just suck it up and try not to allow the date for the next time to clash so much? Or do I cancel our Christmas dinner?
It's always going to clash. You booked it 12 months in advance. Something's going to pop up.
I know.
You have to let him go.
It's his work Christmas and a bucks. Like, he can't help it. He's not trying to be a flog.
And also, yeah, and I get that you're organized and you're like, this was already locked in, but that doesn't fly. I reckon there's like a 6-month mark. Like, you can't also be like, hey, 4 years ago, I told you that we were going to have this dinner. I get that you're being organized and I get that it sucks because the planning and the shit that goes on around Christmas is so much when you're the host, but there has to be a way that you guys can work around this together. He's
100.
not gone for 48 hours. He's not like out of action for 48 hours. He can go to the shops in the morning, get the groceries, salad. You can make salads. You can pre-make salads. You can put stuff in the slow cooker.
No, they go sloppy. Pre-make a salad. Have you never done a Christmas lunch, bro?
I've never hosted. Hey, no, I'm joking.
No, you're not. When have you ever done a Christmas lunch?
You bitch. I hosted last year in Scotland. Ben and I were the hosts and we hosted 2 families together.
As if Ben didn't do all the cooking.
I did the salad.
4 days earlier. It was great.
And I did it 6 months earlier on my last trip.
And I put it in the freezer, so fuck you.
And it was fucking frozen. Okay. And I defrosted it over 12 hours. I put it out in the snow. You're a mole. There's so much that he can help, and maybe you can try and write some lists of things that he can do in his spare time between his partying and his bucks, and unless he's an absolute animal that goes out 2 days prior, parties nonstop and doesn't come home, but he can set up decorations or he can be taking the rubbish out, he can vacuum, he can clean. There is so much time around it. He's just not going to be there to actually do the prep with you on the day by the sounds of it.
Okay, but this is a very specific question, which I think has a sort of a broader meaning to a lot of people, because Christmas lunch often falls on the women in a household. That is often just the case, and it sucks, but it's true. And I think that there can be big conversations that happen prior to try and mitigate it as much as possible, because we've all been to Christmases where the boys are in the backyard playing cricket and all the women are inside cooking, cleaning, and preparing shit.
Okay, fine. I'm just going to admit, yes, Ben didn't let me in the kitchen and he did everything, but he's a unicorn.
I wouldn't let you in the kitchen either, though, Brie.
I was out playing cricket. I was like, babe, you got this.
But it's a really common and just horrible gender stereotype that rears its head around Christmas time, because for so many people we're like, oh, Christmas is so magical. It's a wonderful time of year. But that magic and that wonder often falls on the female in the household to do the organising. And
the only thing she's wondering is how'd she end up there?
How did she fucking end up there? I always think about my mum, because like my mum was a single mum and she did such a fucking good job of making Christmas special. Like the massive meals, Santa sacks were always stocked. Like she would do like the footprints through the house of Santa Claus. Like she really made Christmas such a magical time.
And now you're an adult with kids, you realize how hard that would have been, like how much effort that would have been.
Totally. I think back and I'm like, fuck, it was magical for everyone else but her. Her day sucked. She did.
Fucking get me out of here.
Totally. She had to do so much preparing. Look, so I understand why part of you, even though this has been like well planned out for a long time, is like, do I cancel lunch? Because it's not going to be as enjoyable for you. But the thing is, this isn't an intentional decision. It's just a schedule clash. And unfortunately, it has worked out the way that it has. The only way that you're going to be able to mitigate this is to give him jobs to do prior. Just like you said, Britt, the going and picking up all the groceries, any prep that can be done prior to those 2 days, the decorating of the house. Like, you don't need to write the list because that's just more work. Ain't your job.
No, you may need to write a list.
Sit down together. Do it together so that job has been divvied out and he can do all the prep work, the running around, the ordering, and anything that needs to be done prior to you doing the cooking side of things.
Can I just say,
Say it.
Can we normalize just like ordering takeaway on Christmas? Like my family has said this so many times. We go to so much effort with our Christmases, and I will say it's split. My dad does just as much as my mum. Like my dad is out on the barbecue. He's slow cooking meats. He's doing prawns. My mum's inside doing all the other stuff. It's equal. But without a doubt, you still spend so much of your time in the kitchen, whether it's like the preparing to take over, then it's the taking away, then there's the next one, then there's the washing up. You spend so much
Fucking
time.
washing up.
Let's normalize just like ordering in. Let's spending like less time cooking and more time just eating the pizza.
We have a hectic one this year. Matt and I, we're hosting. We hosted last year, but every year it just seems to grow. And so this year, because my mum couldn't come last year because Neil was so sick. So my mum is coming. My dad is coming from Townsville.
Where's he going to stay?
Who knows?
Not the listeners need to hear that, but
I mean, I think he's going to stay in the little tiny room between.
under the stairs.
Yeah. Just
In
right
the
in there
pool.
like Harry Potter. I have no idea where he's going to sleep. But also we have my sister, her entire family, like the kids, her husband. We have Matt's sister, that family with the 3 kids. My dad, Matt's mum, my mum. I don't know. There's more. I have children too. They're going to be there, I guess. Like,
I suppose.
it's just a lot of people in a household, and we never do. Like, I would love to just do an order in, but we're going to do a cook. Got to cook a pork. Got to cook a ham.
Yeah, but-
got to it's a lot of pressure.
But when it's that big, when you're hosting something that big, I don't think it should be on just the host whose house it is. Everyone needs to bring dishes.
Yeah, bring a plate.
Someone's on salads. Someone's picking the prawns up. You guys can do the meat because it's your house and you're cooking. Everyone comes to the table with something. Like you cannot turn up as a party of 30 and expect like one person that owns the house to do everything.
Yeah, no, I agree. Everyone will bring a plate.
So just
Bring a
take
sa-
that edit and send it out to your family. What we should send. Bring BYO food.
Oh, yeah. Look, I mean, I know that we've kind of taken a bit of a tangent on this chat, but I do think that Christmas is a particularly hard time of year because I think that some people get to just love it and enjoy it and they think, God, it's such a magical, wonderful time. But there is always someone in your family that is working behind the scenes to make it that.
It's usually me.
And sometimes, I mean, you know, for you listening, it could be you and your family. Now is the time to kind of have some of those conversations with your partner or with the other people who you're going to be around during Christmas time to lighten the load so that you don't get to Boxing Day and feel so much resentment or just feel utterly fucking exhausted by getting slammed by Christmas.
But back to this question. I reckon you have to just let him go. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, and don't cancel the lunch. It'll be fine.
Don't cancel it, but maybe be petty. Maybe do an IOU. Like he owes you one, you know? Tit for tat. Healthy relationship.
Also, even though you're hosting, can you not just ask your friend to bring a salad?
That's what I mean. Bring a plate. You never turn up empty-handed.
Yeah.
Go to Chargrill Charlie's. They're pre-made salads.
Yeah, and then just put them in a nice bowl and no one needs to know. They'll never
Do you
know.
want to know a funny story?
Sure.
This is completely off topic. You just reminded me of it.
Keisha's face just then was like, please don't. Please don't tell it.
Well, we're going to take a little segue here. I am a terrible cook. We all know that. Like, that's not the jokes. I mean, whatever. I'm a terrible cook.
It truly is a joke.
It is a joke. And I do need to say, because my sister Sherry listens to this, Sherry, I do not do anything over Christmas. Sherry does it all with my mum. Sherry does Christmas breakfast. I know she's going to listen. She's a nutritionist. She's amazing. Love you, Sherry. Segue. I'm so bad at cooking, but I used to do that, Laura, where I used to pretend I'd cook something. And I remember I was trying to impress this guy that I really liked. We just started seeing each other, but we weren't a couple yet. And he's like, do you cook? And I just lied because I was like, oh, he wants a woman that can cook because I was young and fuckhead. And I was like, yeah, I'm a really good cook. And then he's like, what's your specialty? You know how they always ask that? Like, what's your dish to impress?
Bolognese.
I don't know why I said it. You know what I said? Sushi.
Nah, no one can make sushi.
I can.
No one.
So you know what I had to do? He's like, I'd love that. And I was like, sure. I'm going to make you some sushi. So I just went to the sushi train and bought heaps of sushi, and then I put it on a platter at home, and then I just like sprinkled some rice around the kitchen.
You did not.
Yes, I did. And I sprinkled the rice around the kitchen like I'd been at, and like I bought the ingredients that I thought I would need. And so I had seaweed flapped around, and then he came over and I had like put some rice on my cheek like I'd been working really hard. And it was just, I'm surely he knew. It was literally just sushi train sushi on a platter.
You're like, I'm a trained actress.
I can act. Anyway, do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Anyway, that's it from us, guys.